you feel like you've been wasting countless hours each and every single day cold calling because you're not generating any opportunities, you're in the right place. My name is Henry Eisenstein, and I've closed nearly $1 billion worth of commercial real estate transactions. I coach thousands of commercial real estate agents every single year, specifically on cold calling. I personally made over 1 million cold calls throughout my career, and my team today makes between 300 and 400,000 cold calls each and every single month. So I can tell you I have a little bit of experience when it comes to cold calling and what causes it not to work. So specifically, we have 8 things we're going to cover today that will help break down exactly what's not working with your cold calling on a daily basis. So let's dive right in. The very first thing I want to talk about is your consistency is way off. Now, let me explain to you what this means. Consistency has a bunch of different frames. This might mean the amount of hours you're spending consistently on a daily basis. This might mean the amount of weeks that you've been doing it in a row, the amount of days you do it in a row. So as an example, you should be prospecting, right? So these are a couple things real quick. You should be prospecting between 2 to 4 hours daily. And what's more important than the amount of time, because a lot of people go like, oh, my 4 hours is up, ding, gotta go get some lunch, okay? No, what it is most important is that this piece, okay? 2 leads per day. That is 2 leads a day keeps your financial worries away. If you are not consistent enough, you will never see results in business. You just won't. In lead generation is what your license is. You are literally a licensed salesperson, so you need to be on the phone selling. If you are not consistent enough, and by the way, this is just time per day. This is also the amount of days per week and days in a month and then months per year that you are consistent, because the people who are most consistent make the most money. You can literally, you map it out in anything, okay? Your consistency is equal to your financial future. You show me your habits, I will show you your future, right? If you show me how consistent you are, you put this as a question, right? Your consistency, question mark. You show me what you're consistently doing on a regular basis, I will tell you what your financial future looks like. All you have to do is be like, Henry, right now, what I'm doing is I'm generating, let's say I'm prospecting for an hour and I'm generating at least 1 lead per day. Great, I can tell you're making between probably 100 and maybe 200 grand a year. Maybe if you're lucky. Most of the time you're making 50 grand a year, right? So 50% of people are making less than 100, and then the other 50% are making between 100 and 200 grand a year. That's what's happening. Majority of you are financially broke. Either way, you're broke, okay? Because that's GCI, gross commissionable income. Then you got to pay your broker. Then you got to pay your taxes. And at the very end of the day, you are unhappy. Okay, this is you over here, right? Unhappy. Very unhappy. It's all, it's a little bit smushed together. But you're very unhappy when you're not consistent. That's just what happens. But if you are consistent enough for long enough, like as an example, for 3 years straight, I worked 6.5 days a week, and at least 3 days a week minimum, I was doing 100 conversations a day, right? Most of the time, I would set between 2 and 3 appointments each and every single day before 10 o'clock in the morning, very consistently, because I was an animal for working 6.5 days a week every single day. I was personally doing over 10,000 cold calls a month, personally, okay? Having thousands of conversations every month. Okay, most people don't have 1,000 conversations in a year. I was making over $1 million a year within 3 years in the real estate business because I was a freaking animal with my consistency. And if you just fix this, you'll start making more money almost immediately. Number 2 is you are not role-playing and practicing off the field enough, okay? Which has to just do with role-playing, guys. Like easily, there's so many opportunities. We have communities where you can literally just role-play with lots of different people just like yourself who just want to role-play and practice their scripts and really understand how to get better on the phone. Lack of or zero practice off the field means that when you're on the field, right, you're in the game, when you're on the phone, you're not going to sound like you should be sounding, right? Like this happens all the freaking time. Lack of preparation is the problem, right? Lack of preparation is what's going to lead to you not, actually getting the results you want. Because there's actually some of you watching that are prospecting for 3, 4, 5, 6+ hours a day, and you're just not generating any opportunities because you don't know, like you don't practice. Like you don't practice at all. You're actually practicing on your clients, right? Because if you don't practice off the field, you're practicing with clients. And you don't want to be doing that. You want to be the person who's practicing off the field so you are ready for game day, okay? Like that's what you need to be doing on a regular basis. Role play daily for literally 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. You call them up, you literally just start at ring, and you just go. I mean, like eventually you just get to the point where like me and my accountability partner many years ago would literally just be like, I would call him or he'd call me. Anyway, he would just immediately go ring. Like we just, hey, ring. And then we get right into it and be like, hello, like you just need to be prepared, right? Like, so just go right into it. And most of the time you can just go straight to objections. You can be just like, hey, you're texting with your buddy, you'd be like, hey, I want to practice I already have a real estate agent objection. You call up your buddy and you say, hey, ring. And then he'll just go, hey, I just want to let you know, I appreciate the call, but I already have a real estate agent. Thanks. And then boom. And then like you go right into handling the objection. You don't need to be like, hi, Bob, this is Henry with EXP Commercial. How you doing today? You don't have to start from the top. You can start from wherever the objection is and just role play those objections. Whatever objections you get, by the way, just write them down throughout the day and then go role play those things. Right, guys, I can't even tell you how many times I would not know what to say and I would just hang up at the very beginning of my career. Okay, I just had no idea what to say and I did not have an accountability partner. I didn't even have a good mentor. She didn't even know what to say. Right, so I literally had to practice it myself and role play and study the game tape basically, and I would record myself. And this is another good way. You can literally record yourself on Zoom, record yourself, just listen to the game tape, right? Like listen to game tapes, listen to how you sound, listen to your tonality, listen to all these things, and you're gonna be blown away with the things that you'll pick up by even listening to the game tape. Number 3, really revolutionary idea, you're just not using a dialer. You know how many people I speak to and they hand dial still in 2025? That's literally like trying to walk 20 miles. There's just no reason. We have cars. You just don't need to, to hand dial anymore. You could just use an auto dialer. We use an auto dialer and every single one of our agents uses an auto dialer. This is how every single agent on average makes thousands of calls every single week. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be very simplistic. You can make easily 300 to 500 calls a day. If you're not using a dialer, you're like literally you're not using fire to cook food, right? Like it just makes no sense. Like we're not in the Stone Ages anymore. Like we have electricity. You might as well just use a dialer, right? Like we have technology, use it. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. You just have to use the dialer. Use the technology that's in front of you. Next point is you're just not getting good enough data. This is a huge piece, okay? Number 4 is just data. The reason why you're not seeing the results is because you just have bad data. You're getting bad data from a bad place, okay? By the way, look, we get all of our leads from a couple different places, okay? You literally just have to download software like CREsync, Reonomy, CoStar, PropStream, IDI. I mean, all these different places, you can literally go and get amazing data. Now look, CoStar probably has the worst data of all that. I would recommend, if you're going to choose one, get Reonomy. Reonomy does a wonderful job with good data. You can go to Reonomy, get 1,000 exports a month for like $400. You have to invest in your business, and if you need good data, you got to spend money to have it. So you can get good data, okay? Because bad data equals no money, right? This is going to be a dollar figure here, 0, okay? But good data equals a lot of dollars, okay? So if you feel like you're struggling when it comes to cold calling, it's because you have bad data. Your data is not good enough. If you want to make a lot of money, you need to have good data, invest some money, a couple $100, and get Reonomy, get CREsync, PropStream as an example is another one. You can get a couple of these different softwares. I personally like Reonomy the best, and you can have good data, which will make you a lot of money if you're consistent with everything else. Number 5, you don't follow a script. Guys, there's a free script book in the description down below. We just solved this one, okay? Get a script. You need to read a script. I literally spent my time, energy, effort. All my agents, all my coaching students use the script book that is down in the description down below. You literally, all you got to do is read it. It's what I say on a regular basis. You read it, you will do very well. I promise you, okay? Because I literally say the same exact thing. I have hundreds of videos, if not thousands of videos, all over YouTube and other platforms of me literally utilizing these scripts that are for free in the description down below. Just download them. It's all for you, right? For free, no catch. And you just read it and you will get results, okay? Because what happens is when you use a script, you sound like a professional. And when you don't use a script, you sound unprofessional, right? You sound inexperienced. You sound like you don't know what you're talking about. Number 6 is your tonality and your rate of speech. You watch my content, you know I talk quick, okay? I'm from New Jersey. I talk fast. I move fast, right? Everything we do is fast. I love speed. What's important to understand though is that when you're making these calls, I don't sound the same way when I create this content or when I'm hanging with my boys, right? Like, I don't sound like I'm doing right now. Like I'm going a million miles a minute. Okay, I don't sound like this when I'm talking to people who are, a 75-year-old woman from Kentucky or Alabama, right? Like when she's talking really slow, I'm gonna slow down my voice. And I think it's important to understand when I'm speaking to someone maybe who's older and speaks slower, I'm going to enunciate the way I speak because they can better understand me and what I'm saying to them versus me speaking like I normally do. But guess what? I speak like this 24/7, 365. I talk fast, I move fast, it's just how it is. You can't do that when you're prospecting. When you're prospecting over the phone, you need to be able to move and adapt and shift however the person is speaking to you. So the best thing that I like to do is match and mirror, okay? If you match and mirror your person on the phone, you're gonna do wonderfully, okay? And by the way, I'm not saying you have to have their accent, but I am saying when they speak slower, you speak slower. Okay, when they speak faster, you speak faster. When they are enunciating and they're very demanding, you can be the same way, right? Like if they're loud and energetic, you want to be loud and energetic. When they're speaking softly, you want to soften your voice. okay, and speak maybe in a little bit deeper of a pitch if they're a deeper pitch, right? Like whatever it is, you just want to match and mirror the tonality and rate of speech the best you possibly can. The better you can, the better you're going to relate to this person over the phone. Okay, number 7, very interesting stuff. You have to be able to understand this piece, okay? You don't know when you have a good deal, so you spend too much time on bad deals, okay? So that way, most of the time, you know, what ends up happening, because you don't know if you have a good deal or not, you end up spending time on terrible, right, or not good, bad deals. So that you end up spending time on this kind of stuff. So all day long, you're working on these deals that don't make any sense. That wastes time. We want CP, okay? CP is a clear path. We want a clear path to dollars, okay? If we don't have a clear path to making money, that deal, I don't spend much time on it. My team knows that I will actually tell them very quickly and very directly. I'm like, listen, stop spending time on this deal and go find a better deal, okay? Like there's no clear path here. If there's not a clear path to money, move on. It's totally fine, because too many people, the reason why they fall out of this business is because they don't make enough money, because they either don't generate enough leads or they are spending too much time on crap stuff, okay? They just spend time on bad deals, and bad deals lead to no dollars, okay? Bad deals equals no dollars. Good deals equals lots of dollars. I would rather you spend all day long trying to sell one deal that you know you can sell versus spending time on a bunch of different deals that all probably don't have a clear path to success or clear path to making money. Last but not least, the reason why you feel like you're struggling all day long from making cold calls, here's the biggest thing, is you don't have any good buyers, okay, and or you don't know how to find them. You feel like you actually have some good deals. You have good deals, you have a clear path to success, and number 8 is you just don't have the right buyers and or know how to find them. Because if you have the right buyers, okay, because if you have good deals and you have the right buyers, you will make money. If there's a clear path to making money and you have the right buyer, you will make money a very large percentage of the time. Not every time, but a large percentage of the time, okay? Because what we try to do is we find the right buyer and then we go find good deals for this person, okay? Like if you find this person first, find the right buyer and a lot of them, build a VIP buyers list, okay? Very important. I have every one of my agents do it. It's the first 30 days that they're going to spend their time doing it. It's like 30 days, first 30 days, go build your VIP buyers list. Go find the right buyers in your market who like to buy what you have. You look up all the properties that have sold in the last 2 years. Every person who's bought property, you call them all up and you vet them and you figure out who you want to put on your VIP buyers list, which should be between 10 and 20 people, okay? Build your VIP buyers list, and then you prospect for that list specifically. You go find good deals. You vet them out. Do you know if you have a good deal? Is there a clear path to making money, or is it a bad deal? Bad deal, throw it into a nurture campaign. Again, we have CRM systems that you can take advantage of that already have our nurture campaigns already upgraded. You can literally get that no problem. Once you have a deal that has a clear path to success, you pitch it out to your VIP buyers list and you get the deal under contract very quickly. And this is how we can just get people from doing maybe a few deals a year and struggling to doing lots of deals every single year. And it feels like clockwork. It doesn't have to feel difficult. Literally, this is what we just work on. Like clockwork, you follow this whole thing, you're gonna make lots of money when it comes to lead generation in the commercial real estate business. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or anything like that, throw it in the comment section down below. We respond to every single comment. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Peace out.